All right, so I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I've recorded this video way too many times. If you can see the amount of recordings on my screen right now that I have ended, it'd be unbelievable. But I just want to update you guys on where I'm at with quitting weed. I'm not gonna cut this one, so I may stumble through this. I may mess up words at times. I apologize, and I thank you guys for having some patience with me. But I'm a week and a day in. The last video I dropped was about a week ago. I thank everybody that watched it, commented. Hearing your guys' stories, your encouraging words, it meant way more to me than I actually thought that it would, and it really, really helped me push through. The thing I wanted to talk about, though, was that my experience is very different than I feel like the majority of people's that I've read online, and I don't know if any of you guys can relate with this. So a lot of people talk about nighttime being the worst time for them. The insomnia, the anxiety spikes, the depression spikes, and it's just like they do not look forward to nighttime. I'm the opposite, which I don't know why. Nighttime is when I would smoke the most, 4 to 5 blunts, back to back to back, watching content, and then I would just go pass out. So I thought that was going to be my toughest struggle. However, as soon as like 8 or 9 p.m. comes around, my anxiety settles. My depression settles. I feel as close to normal as I've ever been, and I can enjoy things. I play games with Banksy. We do Warzone. I do edits. I make thumbnails. I watch videos. And then around like midnight, I get tired and I go to sleep. And the first few nights, it was only like 4 hours, but it's up to like 6 hours now, and I don't feel like I'm lacking sleep or anything. So it's just weird that I don't get any of those nighttime symptoms. The issue is I get those in the morning. Now, people that get it at night might also get it in the morning, but I'm only getting it then and throughout the day. Like as soon as I wake up, my heart could be pounding, my anxiety spikes, my depression spikes. I feel like I'm bedlocked. I have to force myself to get up. Nothing seems like fun to do. I'm not motivated to do anything. So a lot of my content, I'm forcing myself to get into the motion of it. And sometimes once I get started, it's not that bad, but it's tough to get started. And I don't know. I'm just curious. Has anybody else had that experience with quitting weed where nighttime really wasn't an issue for you? You actually look forward to it because that's when you're the most relaxed. I don't know why that is. So I just wanted to update you guys where I'm at. The days are a little bit tough, the anxiety, the lack of want to do stuff. I feel like it wavers. Like there's moments throughout the day where I'm like, oh, I'm feeling pretty good right now. And then an hour goes by and I'm like, ooh, not digging this right now. So I'm hoping that means that I'm getting closer and closer to kind of leveling out the fact that it's wavering through the day and it's not just a consistent anxiety and depression and all this stuff. And I've always been somebody who hates to say the word depression when I relate to myself because I feel like there's some people out there really, really dealing with it. And I always feel like I'm probably not dealing with it on the same level. So I don't even want to label it the same. But that's the only thing I could think to label it when you're in bed and you don't want to do anything. And, nothing sounds fun and, so on and so forth. So I guess that's what I'm going to call it. But I guess my biggest fear is that this doesn't ever go away. I'm only a week in. So it's stupid of me to think that when a lot of people say it takes a couple of weeks. I'm worried about the people that said it's taken them a couple of months to get over heavy excessive smoking for years because that kind of makes me a little bit worried. I don't know that I want to deal with this for that long. But again, the fact that I'm wavering on some of these days and feeling good during the day at times, whereas at first I didn't at all, I feel like I'm getting closer and closer to leveling out and maybe my body is just handling it a little bit better than some other people's does, which if so, very thankful for. But again, I'm curious to see what you guys have to say down in the comments. I just want to know if anybody's had the same experience. Going forward, I'll probably continue to update you guys like maybe every week. So on my second week, on my third week, on my fourth week, and so on and so forth until I feel normal. And this will kind of just be like a little series for myself just to keep track of my progress, where I'm at. I could always look back and see just to remind myself not to go down this path again. But if there's anybody out there that maybe is having similar experiences or is trying to quit and has smoked excessively for, 10, 15, 18 years, and was smoking a lot at night over the last however many years, 3, 4, 5 blunts all to yourself, I feel like this will give you a little bit of an insight maybe on how it'll go for you. Obviously, we're all different. Everybody handles things very different. Your body may adjust way different than mine. So it's just a gauge that some people may relate with, some people may not. But again, I'm very interested to see if anybody has had the same experience as me because I'm happy that it's this way. I'm happy I can get my sleep. I'm happy I feel calm at night. I don't want it to be the other way, but I'm just curious as to why, the time that I would smoke and the time that I thought would be the hardest for me ends up being the easiest. And it's throughout the day that I'm actually like, oh God, I got to figure this out and, so on and so forth. But anyways, yeah, we'll just leave the video at this and I will continue to update you guys and as I get out and start to do more activities. I will say one thing that's helped a lot for anybody that is in the middle of this or quitting anything where you have a lot of thoughts in your head, anxiety, depression. I tend to go through anxiety in the way where I worry about other people. I'm constantly worrying about other people. And I find that reading is really, really good. I haven't read a lot in a long time, but if I sit and I just read a couple pages of a book, I notice that my anxiety, everything just slowly goes down. And I think a lot of it is that I'm so focused on what I'm reading that that portion of the brain can't go haywire and think of all these different things. Obviously, it doesn't last all day long just from reading a couple pages, but it lasts for a little while for me. So I tend to just lay down, read a couple pages when I'm feeling like that, and it gives me a little bit of a boost to keep going. Another thing that you can try that's actually helped me quite a bit is taking a regular shower. And at the end, you turn it cold. I don't go all the way cold. I just turn the heat down a little bit, just enough to where it gets me like, whew, whew, like the heavy breathing and stuff. And then I count to about 15 to 20 seconds. Every day I'm going to try to add 5 seconds on, but even 15 to 20 seconds, I then just hop right out of the shower, turn around, turn it off. And my anxiety, all that is like it's shocked out of you, and it subsides for like a good hour, 2 hours or so. I mean, it's not permanent again, but these are little ways to get through those really rough moments where it's like really getting to you. So if that could help anybody, hopefully it does. If anybody has any tips themselves, comment down below what has worked for you. I can't think of anything else off the top of my head that has worked for me, except I do have a question. Is anybody familiar with this supplement, NAC? So I've read a lot of good things about it. I've read some bad things about it. I've read don't take it for a long time. I've read cycle it, this, that, and the third. But it's an amino acid, I believe, and it's supposed to try to level out your brain, I guess, in a sense. Like you're not going to be super excited about stuff if you're taking this, but it tries to level out some of the lows. And I don't know if it's really working or not. I don't take as much as they say online because I always get worried about taking excessive amounts of stuff. But I've been taking it like once in the morning, once at night. And I don't know if that's part of what's helping it. I mean, I've also been taking vitamin D, fish oil, magnesium. Listen, I went down the supplement route just to see if it can help me. One supplement I don't recommend, at least for myself, was L-theanine. I started to take that in the mornings because people said, oh, it's good for calm. And what does this say? Mood health. And, it helps you with relaxation without drowsiness. That is a lie. That is a bold-faced lie. If I take this pill, my entire day is shot. I feel like a zombie. I'm lethargic. And my depression and anxiety goes even higher. So that may not be the experience for everybody, but if you do decide to go down a supplement route, I would almost recommend taking like one a day before you add another one on and see how that one affects you. Because at the time I'm like, all right, vitamins, I've taken vitamins. I didn't really feel like they did much of anything, but until I took that and it really, really like just drained me, I'm like, okay, these things really do have effects on you. It just depends on the person. Some people might take some and not feel anything at all. Some people might take it and it works really, really well. So I can only assume that whatever L-theanine brings into my body must already have, or it just, I don't know. It doesn't need any more of it. So I don't take that anymore. I did buy some ashwagandha, but I thought when I took that, I don't know. It might have just been a normal anxiety spike, but it felt like it came shortly after that. So I don't want to take that anymore either. But like I said, there are things that definitely help. And that NAC, I feel like it does. Like when I'm anxious and I take it, like this morning, I took it a little bit earlier and I feel good now about an hour later. Like right now talking with you guys, it could be because I'm focused on talking, but I don't really feel any anxiety. I actually feel ready to go ahead and make some content, so on and so forth. So again, I don't know if that's what's helping, but if you guys have had any experience with it, I'm curious because that's the best way for me to gauge to see how you guys have felt. I can read on Reddit and so on and so forth, and I've read people talk about it, but I just feel like us here on this channel, we're homies. I want to see your experience. I'm going to trust your experience more than some random person I've never met. So even though we've never met each other, I feel like we've got a different connection than, a Reddit user that I don't know. So with that said, this is going to be the end of the video. Hopefully I didn't stumble through this too much, but every time I do these updates, it's just going to be random. I'm just going to hit record and just talk and just kind of feel through it because I feel like it being raw and unscripted is what makes it what it is. That's just real. So comment below. Let me know. I appreciate you guys. Take it easy. Stay safe. I'll catch you next video, homies.